Hey everyone, welcome to another video review. This is the Transformers Legacy Deluxe Class Tarantulas from Beast Wars. We'll go ahead and put them off to the side real quick and take a look at the box, which you can see, yes, there's a big old purple spider thing there, right there in Legacy and Transformers and all that stuff. The usual. Up here you got Legacy, and on top you got a really nice bit of artwork of him in his robot mode. On this side you have the, I guess, bad guy half of the line artwork. You have this on the bottom here. You have the warnings or the copyrights, and on the back, of course, you have product shots and warnings as usual, and of course the QR code if you want to see the tech specs. You come to the course manual, which is, you know, pretty straightforward transformation, or actually not that straightforward. It's actually kind of clever in what they do, but it's easy to understand things with the instructions for the most part. So. Tarantulas. Yes, Tarantulas. Yeah, I've been looking for this one. It's, of course, the Predacon, maybe Predacon, scientist guy. And, yeah, he, of course, was working for the Tripreticus Council and all this stuff. Spoilers, by the way. But yeah, he's a big science guy, and he's kind of creepy and weird. And, yeah, I just really like him in Beast Wars because he's weird and also smart, but also kind of a, well, dork. Yeah, he just, you know, looks real nice. You got the, yeah, the purple and the green there. You can see how they got the nice, you know, visored eye and the little green mandible face, mouth, and the fake, or possibly not fake, I'm not sure, spider eye decoration there. You got the bumpy detailing on the, on all this stuff. You got the green and the black and the nice purple and gold claw hands, and more green and kind of a weird yellowish green down here and all that stuff. He's got even got the correct backpack thing, which he had, and it looks really nice. You got the spider legs, which are done in black, and yeah, it looks just really nice. And I really like how this guy wound up turning up and out. This has been a this was a great figure, and I was very, very pleasant. I was very, very happy when I got him out of the box and messed with him and whatnot. So yeah, I just really like him a lot. He's just really good, and of course now I'm just really looking forward to Inferno to complete the Predacons and everything. But yeah. He comes with the two weapons. His usual, his little claw launcher thing. Yeah, the hook claw launcher thing. Whatnot. That unfortunately doesn't separate, so you can, you know, attach a string or anything. But yeah, he's got little ports in there. You can see the shapes very good, so he can hold actually things pretty decently. All things considered, you can hold them pretty decently. I wish this had paint on it, but it doesn't, which is unfortunate. And he's also got a saw blade, which, you know, like his Transmetal version, weirdly enough. Although a different kind of saw blade, but, you know, it doesn't spin or anything, but it's picked out in silver. And I guess he could still use a saw blade for his horrifying science. You can hold that as well, separate weapon, if you want. He doesn't really have storage for anywhere. If you don't want him to hold it, there's nowhere really storage anywhere. There's no peg holes or anything. But the cool thing is, if you want him to have just one weapon or whatever, you can just, you know, take these and, yeah, there's a peg hole in the peg, and you can combine them like that, and now you got a larger weapon, which you can give him, although you can't really use the elbow bend when you're using this. You got to use the rear peg because otherwise it doesn't work. But yeah, you can do that if you want. You got to give him a longer weapon for whatever reason. You can do that instead. Yeah, just get out of the way. For articulation, though, his head is on a ball joint, so you got left and right, and a little bit of up and down and a little bit of waggle. Not a whole lot, though, because of the shape of his head and his chest and everything kind of get in the way of all that. His shoulders can go all the way around, and you got a bit of a reverse butterfly thanks to transformation. Nothing forward, though, unfortunately, but, you know, go backwards, so that might be helpful. Shoulders go outward, and the spider legs here, because there's two swivel. There's one up here and one down here. So, yeah, if you want the spider legs out of the way, you can kind of push them out of the way, a little back out of the way, or forward or whatever, and keep the elbow intact, because the elbow's right here. Because it's pretty much just like claw, elbow. It's like right there. I don't mind it so much because at least proportionally looks right, although it is kind of weird looking just because it's like, it's basically, essentially that is a wrist hinge and not an elbow. And like, if anything, he actually technically would not have an elbow. This is a wrist hinge and a swivel, but whatever. We won't, you know, hold it too much against him. It still accomplishes the same amount because of his proportions. Also, the spider legs can all on ball joints, so you can, you know, move them up and down and twist them as you wish. If you know, if you want to do all that stuff, so they're all the same with that, you know. All of them are exactly the same. His waist is interesting because it's, you know, it looks like this, you know, it works really well. You'd think maybe possibly that would take, you know, the waist twist right here. Doesn't really get hindered till you get that far. That's when it pretty much stops, which, you know, is plenty for most poses, which is nice. Hips can go forward that far and back that far thanks to the backpack. Outward, you have that much range. The thigh swivel. Knees are double jointed, so, and then, of course, this piece comes with it, which makes it look nice. And ankles, you got forward and back, which is nice, and significant tilt. So he does have quite a bit of posability. The only thing is possibly, well, the head is a little weird because, unfortunately, just the shape and everything makes it not work as well as you'd hope it would. But I think still overall it looks really nice. And of course you can pretend those are machine guns like in the show and everything. And there you go. So comparisons. I'm only going to do a few. I'm going to do the whole group shot when I have all the Predacons. But yeah, here is Black Arachnia, just the other spider, just for the sake of it. Because the rumors going around that Tarantulas was going to be a retool of Black Arachnia, but that didn't happen. They do transform significantly differently, so you got that. And of course, the guy who doesn't trust spiders, Megatron, who is, I think, again, in scale pretty well with the rest of these guys. So, yep, there you go. So, transformation. It's actually pretty clever. I was surprised how clever it was. So, first thing you want to do is come back here and untab this bit from the back. And also move these forward like this. So you can angle this down a bit like that. This exposes the spider head, which you can then bring up on this hinges and bring up on these hinges if it'll cooperate. Bring up on the hinges and bring up over the robot mode head. Then right here you want to go ahead and kind of bring the arms up a bit so you can then rotate that all around. And then this big old tab will go into a slot in there. Can be a little tricky to get in sometimes. Yeah, get that in that slot. You can go ahead and bring the arms back like that. Now what you do down here is go ahead and take the claw, and this right here will go into these slots right here in the middle of the gun. On the bottom there, it'll go into the bottom slots right there like that. You take the feet here, and you want to take the foot and rotate that up, and then bring this back. And there's a tab here which will go into a slot on the back of the shin. You just have to get the double jointed knee to line up properly, and there we go. Get that. And I find to make this actually easier is you want to angle this slightly, because what happens is this hole is going to go over a little peg inside the abdomen. There you see that peg. There's one on each side. So kind of go over top of that. So you want to kind of angle the foot a little bit. So when you bring this in, it will kind of hook on and eventually click into place like that. All right, and do the same thing on this side. Bring it all up and tie that together, and then angle the foot a bit. So then when you bring it in, it'll hook in and click in place, and like that. And that kind of helps hold that in too, right there. Then as for the arms, you want to go ahead and rotate them forward like this. And then on the back down here, you want to go ahead and bring them in and rotate the black piece up like that. Bring it in and rotate the center black piece up, and rotate the hands so they're like this, like that. And then the spider legs will come up and they'll clip in into multiple places. There's a tab right here that goes in the slot, and there's this slot tab right here will go into a slot right there, and make sure to just kind of get that all lined up. And sometimes it can be a little fight you a bit and then push it up like that. So, and then go ahead and do the same thing. Bring this up and in. Try to get that slotted in on the back. I find it's the easiest to get it slotted in back here, and then kind of bring it up front, kind of bring that and then slot it up like that, and get those all lined up. And then get the legs, spider legs squared away as you want. And then finally, this right here, this peg will go into this hole right here like this, and that will be nice weapon storage. And there you go. There's Tarantulas in his spider mode. And yeah, Tarantulas is beast mode here is quite nice looking. I find it's a nice purple spider. You got the gold abdomen deco, and you got, again, the bumpy furriness of it. Black spider legs, and you got the claws and the green, the green spider eyes and the little striped claws and all that stuff, and all the weapon stuff stores pretty well, though you can see it sticking out, but I don't really mind that. It all stores pretty well, transforms pretty well. I like how it looks, honestly. It looks really nice and very beast-like. Unfortunately, the only thing is in this mode, there's really not a whole lot of movement other than, I guess, the claws can go outward and twist a bit. And, again, the spider ball joints right there at the legs. And these rest of these legs don't move. It's just the ends right here. Which, I don't know, because that's just simple swivels right there, it's easy to pop out. I guess if really someone really wants to upgrade it to have more jointage in the spider leg, you can easily pop this stuff out and replace the entire chunks of arm, but whatever. So fortunately, yeah, you can't really do a whole lot of movement. He can more or less support his own weight off the ground, which is nice. There's enough, at least on mine, there's enough friction at the ball joints for him to support himself off the ground. So it's a really nice alt mode there. Yeah, comparison real quick. Here he is with Black Arachnia. Yeah, you can see, despite both being deluxe, yeah, Black Arachnia is a significantly smaller looking spider overall. Well, the Black Arachnia's transformation is also, I think, more complicated than his, but not by much. But yeah, it's just interesting. So you got that. And I don't know if I think of it, here he is with Megatron, who, yeah, way bigger, also purple though. Again, I'm gonna not do the full set until I have the full set, which means Inferno, but yeah. So overall, Tarantulas, I really like this figure. I don't know, if you're not into Beast Wars, you probably would be more, probably don't want it as much, but I think it's a terrific figure. It has a pretty clever transformation, really great robot mode, great alt mode overall. The only thing about the alt mode maybe is not super posable, but I wasn't really expecting a lot of posability out of this because I don't think a lot of the beast mode guys have a lot of posability in general. The beast mode, yeah, the beast modes of the Beast Wars guys, yeah, don't have a lot of posability in general, but I just really like it. It really, I was surprised, kind of genuinely surprised by how much I liked it. It's a really nice figure, and honestly, for me, just a nice pleasant surprise of the wave, and very much recommend picking him up, especially if you like Beast Wars. I think you will not be disappointed in that case. If you're not really into Beast Wars, I'm not sure if this guy will make you like the Beast Wars stuff, but anyway, yeah, I recommend him. So that's it for this guy, and this is a review. I hope you found it informative and entertaining. Hope you like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my Twitter. I'm at Nemesis Prime 1, and check out my Twitter, or check out my Coffee, my Patreon. And I shall see you next time with another video review.